Hey everyone, welcome to Project One in our DevOps Live implementation series. In this slide, I will show you how to build and deploy an IT software company portal. So it is a simple front-end website that will be hosting in Azure services. Okay, we are using Terraform for our infrastructure automation, and we are using ReactJS as a front-end application and some other Azure services like Azure Static Web App and Azure Portal and Azure DevOps tools like Azure Repository and Azure Pipeline. So basically the goal here is we need to understand how to deploy a front-end application end to end. Let's see. So before we start the demo, let's quickly go to what this product actually is. So IT software company portal. It is a just front-end website that shows some general information about the company. The things like what are the services they are providing, contact details, and homepage, and etc. So it is a hosting completely on Azure Static Web App, and the CI/CD pipeline is done through Azure DevOps pipelines only. So whenever you push the code to the repository, it automatically deployed to the Azure. So for infrastructure setup, we are using Terraform. Our code is stored in Azure repository. Everything is managed inside the Azure DevOps portal only. So since this is a front-end application, so there is a no backend and no database. So it's only a front-end deployment only. But it's a great start point to learn how to implement the DevOps best practices. Okay. Let me quickly open the application. So I'm going to open in the my local machine. So let's see. This is the my application. This is the my repository, and this is the application. So let me close this application. This is the project directory. You need to go to front end. So you need to open the GitLab, Git Bash. So I have Git Bash. Okay. You need to start this application. The command to start the React.js is npm start. Click enter. So the application will be up and running. So let's wait for the application to open. Yeah, now the application is up and running. So it is opening automatically. Yeah, here we go. So you can see here, this is the company name. So welcome to the specific company, and there is a welcome message. Okay, and there is having some tabs: home button, about us, services, and contact details. Okay, whenever you click the tabs, it will be going to corresponding section. So it is included about us and it having their services, what are the services they are going to provide, and at last contact details, and after that we having some copyrights. So this is the application we are going to build and deploy in the Azure. Let me introduce about myself. I am Prasanna Kumar. I have overall 15 years of experience in IT industry. I have worked on multiple DevOps roles. So currently I am working for one of the big company. So I have worked on different kind of projects like banking projects, automobile projects, and tours and travels projects, and medical care. And also I worked for telecom domain and arting also. So I have many certifications. The most important one are so AWS DevOps certification and Azure DevOps certification, and of course I have certifications like Azure Fundamentals, AWS Fundamentals, and etc. So here I would like to share my knowledge to you. Thank you. Architecture of this project. So let's see. It starts from the developers. So developer will develop the application code in Visual Studio. So once the code is ready, we will commit the changes and push to repository. We are using Azure repository. And when a change is detected, pipelines will be triggering. And we have pipeline agents, which is Ubuntu based virtual machines. So pipeline agents will run the task as per pipeline configuration. Okay. So we have three type of pipelines. Infra pipeline. It will provision the infrastructure of Azure. Front-end pipeline. It will build and deploy ReactJS application in Azure Static Web App. And we have cleanup pipeline. This will clean up your resources. Okay. So and also we have a service connection. We need to create the service principal and attach as a service connection. So this will establish a secure connection between Azure DevOps and Azure Cloud. Okay. So first infra pipeline. So once the infra will be provisioning, so these will create resource group and Azure static web apps. So once the resources are created, so we need to run the front end pipeline. So this will build and deploy your React.js application in Azure Static Web App. So once the application is up and running, so it will generate a random DNS name. So you can configure this random DNS name based upon your organization. So once configured, it will be look like this www.cognizantsoftsul.com. So these can be accessible by many people in globally. Okay, this is a open website like this. From developer to end users, we need to do this all the things. Okay, let's see how we are going to implement from next next session onwards. So let's see the workflow of this diagram. So developers will develop the code and pushes this front-end code to the Azure repository. So we have Azure pipelines. It will be triggering. We have infra pipeline. So it will having the Terraform. It will provision the Azure Static Web App. And we have build pipeline. This will compile the front-end application. And we have deploy pipeline or release pipeline. Both names are same. So it will deploy the application to static web app. So we will generate a random DNS name. So once you will click that one, Azure Static will service the website globally to the users. So that web application can be opened by any user in the globally. Okay. Let's see how we are going to implement from next onwards. Yeah, environmental setup. So we have five pre-request tasks. One is local tool setup. You need to install Node.js, you need to install Visual Studio Code and Git. And step 2. So you need to procure Azure subscription. And step 3. You need to create a ADO, Azure DevOps organization, and you need to create a project, you need to create a repository. Step 4. You need to create a Azure DevOps agent. So for this purpose, you need to create a Ubuntu virtual machine and attach as a pipeline agent. And step 5. You need to create a Azure service principal and attach it as a service connection. Okay, let's see how to do. So local tool setup. So Node.js, Visual Studio Code and Git. So you can go to Google and so you just click the corresponding tool VS Code. Okay, so you can go here official page and download and install. Okay, so once the install is completed, so you can able to work this tool. So after that Git. So all tools will be download from official pages only. So Git. So click on download for this specific tool. So it will be downloading and you can install manually. After that Node.js. Click that one. Node.js. So go to downloads. So based upon your mission, you can choose. So my mission is Windows. So click this one, Windows installer. It will be downloading and you can install manually. If you have different one, you can change. So Linux, Mac OS, or like this. You can install based upon your system. So once the installation is completed, once the tool installation is completed, so you should have the access of Azure portal. Okay. So you need to create a Azure portal account and you need to log in. You need to pass the some credit card details. So once you pass, your account should be activated. So after that, you can able to see the see the Azure portal like this. Okay, so let me click something. So Azure resources. So these are the resources I have. So go to resource group. So these are resource groups I have. So pipeline agent. So I have created a pipeline agent. So I have created a virtual machine, and I have created a VNet and relevant network components. So once you get the Azure subscription access, so after that you need to create a ADO organization. Okay, so you need to create a ADO organization, you need to create a project, and you need to create a repository. Go here, so click on Azure organization, Azure DevOps organization. So this is a very simple step. So view my organization, click that one. So I already having my organization, so it will showing like this. If you don't have, you can create new one. So this is my organization. So these are my projects. So you can also create a new one. So create new organization. Yeah, here you need to pass the name. That's it. So once you pass this one, you can able to see like this. dev.azure.com slash the name, organization name. Okay, so go here. So I have multiple projects. So if you would like to create a new project, click new project. So give the project name, and rest of the things will be based with default only. Click create. So this will create your project. So I have two projects. I will create this one. I will click on this one. So this is my project. We have boards, we have repository, we have pipelines, we have test plans, we have artifacts. After that, we have project settings. Okay, so go here, repository, click here. Okay, I have only one repository. Click new repository. So give the name of your repository. Okay, and click create. So this will create the repository, and you need to clone this repository. So once created, click this one, clone. So you can copy this one, and you need to pass git clone commands in the locally. Okay. So once git repository is created, you need to clone in your local vision. So once you have cloned it, you can develop the code. Okay. So and we have Azure pipeline agent. So first of all, we need to create a pipeline agent. Sorry, first of all, we need to create a virtual machine, which is a Ubuntu base. So go here, click virtual machine. So you can create a default one. Okay. So I have two missions. You can create a virtual mission. So which is a Ubuntu mission. Okay. You can create that mission. So once the virtual mission is ready, you can attach it as a pipeline agent. So go to your organization. This is my organization. Go to project settings. You must follow my steps. So go to pipeline agent pools. So here we have two options, Azure pipelines and default pipelines. So Azure pipelines means it will Azure only providing your pipeline agent. So default means you can create your own and you can attach it as a pipeline agent. Go here. So I have two agents. So click on, if you want to go attach as a new agent, you can click here. So if it is a Linux, click here. Based upon architect, you can select this one. So you can download this one and you need to execute these steps. So once these steps is executed, so you can able to see like this. Okay. So yeah, these steps you need to perform these steps. You need to download this one and you need to execute these steps inside virtual machine. Okay. So while creating Ubuntu virtual machine, so you should use SSH. You need to open the SSH port, so that you can able to do some changes in your Ubuntu machine. Okay. So now Azure pipeline agent is ready. So after that, you need to create a Azure service principal and attach it as a service connection. So go here, service connection. So first of all, you need to create a service principal. Let me show this one. So I have given some scripts to you. So steps to be performed. So I will show you each and every steps. Yeah. So you can follow, if you have any doubts, you can follow this documentation. So first one is Microsoft account creation. Okay. So once the account is create is completed, so these steps you need to perform for service principal. Okay. So you need to pass this command in Azure Cloud Shell. Okay. Once you pass it this one, you will get a output of this one. So just copy this service principal outputs and go to your project settings in ADO. So we have service connection. So I already created a Terraform service principal. Okay, like this you can create new service principal and select the Azure Resource Manager. Change it to secret. So here, yeah, sorry, not this one. Go to this one. Okay, please remember the steps which I have following. You have a documentation for this one: app registration and manual identity, secret, and Azure Cloud. So subscription, you need to pass the subscription ID, subscription name, so client ID, tenant ID, service principal key, client secret, service connection name, and click this one and verify and save. Okay. So you need to pass all these details in the service connection. Okay. So now the service connection is established. Once the established, you can able to see like this. Yeah, usage. So we are used in multiple places, multiple pipelines. Yeah, that's it. These five environmental setup you should be do. So I have given the documents. You need to follow step by step. Okay. Thank you. So now local development. So once Git repo is ready, so we need to clone locally, and after that we need to create a front end application. So let's go. So I already created. So I will show you how to create this one. Go here, open the Git bash. Okay, pass Git clone and paste your code. Go to repository. Yeah, just refresh this one. Click repository. So this is my branch. This is my repository. So click on clone. So copy this URL. Open your Git bash. Git clone. Do this code. So Git, yeah, cloning to my local machine. So like that you need to clone. So you can check this one. So change the directory to Backend. Less. So I already written the code. So you don't need to worry. Yeah, here it is. Go open this file. Open with code. Yeah. Now we are open our application using Visual Studio Code. Okay. So let's see. We have Azure pipelines, we have front-end application, we have infrastructure as a code, and some documentation also we have. So uh, let's create our front-end application. So front-end development. So we need to pass this command to start your application. Okay, so this command will help us to create your application in local directory. Okay, it will create with standard directory structure. Okay, let me delete my code. I already having the duplicate code, so I am deleting this one. Okay, so in ps create reactjs and my app. So I am giving. So let's check whether the okay I have deleted frontend. So I need to paste the same command for -end. So this will create your application. It will take some time to install all the required packages. So this will take some time. So the application is created successfully. So here you can observe. So on the happy hacking. Okay, so it is suggesting that so file is created successfully. So you can pass these following commands if you require. Okay, so let's go to Visual Studio. So you can see front-end code is created. So we have this all default folders and files. So we have node modules. All modules will be installing this specific folder only. So we have public folder and some default files, and we have src source folder. So this folder is very important. We have app.js. So this is the entry point for your applications. Okay, and we have app.css. So you can alignment with the help of a css. Okay, this is css, and we have package.json. So you can all the packages you can write here. Okay, so it will be writing default packages only, and dependencies scripts. Okay, so this is how we need to create the folder, how to create the front end application. I have developed a front end code. So let's see. Go to front end, to go to src, to go to app.js. So I have added a changes to this code. So I have imported some code. So from component file, to go there, components, we have about.js and corresponding css file, and contact.js, and home.css, home.js, navbar.css, navbar.js, and services.js. I have written this all code. So let's see about JAS. This is the JS code only, JavaScript code. So I have written the code. So if you need your specific one, you can modify this code according to your requirement. Okay. So let's start this application. See how it will be working. Okay. Go to front end. Open your git bash. So the command to start this application is npm start. Yeah, application is going up and running. So starting the server. So you can view in this specific location. Okay. Yeah, application is upload. So up and running. Here we go. Yeah, you can able to see the portal, right? So Cognizant Soft Soul is the welcome page. So we have some about us, our services, and contact. So something miscellaneous details we have. So here we have tabs. Okay, let's change some. Let's make some changes to our code. So let's go to searching compounds about us. So we have Cognizant Soft Soul, okay, right? IT company that delivers modern web application training support for our clients. So let's remove some data and see the reflections. We say IT consultancy. Okay, we don't save. Let's see about us, right? Okay. So it is IT company. Okay, we have about us, company name, and the IT company that delivers modern application. So let's, I have made a change. So let's save this one. Okay, I just saved. So see, ReactJS is compiling automatically. Okay, so it will be building automatically. Yeah, so you can observe this one changes you can reflecting here. So IT consultancy company. Earlier it is IT company. Now it is changed to IT consultancy company. Okay. So now front end application is development is completed. Okay. So let's go to Terraform code next. Infrastructure as a code. So let's talk about how we set up our Azure infrastructure using Terraform. Okay. So first we will write the Terraform code to create and manage all the resources in Azure. So this makes sure everything is repeatable and consistent. So we will use a Azure pipeline, specifically infra pipeline. So this will automatically deploying the resources. This saves us time and reduce manual errors. So next I will explain you how to organize the IIC project structure. So everyone will understand how things are organized. Okay, it's important to configure our Terraform backend properly. So our state files will be safe and team members can work together smoothly. So finally, we need to create a Azure service principal and set up the service connection. This lets our pipeline securely access and manage the Azure resources. Let's go to the repository. Okay. So now go to infrastructure as a code. So we have written a infrastructure as a code directory name. So this will help us to understand this is a Terraform code. Okay, name should be consistent across all projects. So we'll use the front end name only for front end application. We'll use the IIC for infrastructure code. We'll use a backend for backend applications. Okay, so and the Azure pipelines for only pipelines. So this will be helping a standard naming conversations for all projects. So let's go to infrastructure as a code. Okay. Okay, so now here you can see, so you have dev prod and it having main.tf and outputs.tf and provider.tf and readme file and variables.tf. This is the standard process of any IAC folder. Okay, so main.tf file, let's see. So this is the main file. So all the resources should be right here only. So output.tf file. So this will be generating the output of your resources. You can include in this file. So provider, next provider. So this is the provider name. So you need to provide your subscription ID. Okay. If you have any specific versions, you can mention here. So this is the Azure specific version I have mentioned here. This is the Terraform version you can mention here. Okay. So next variables. So what are the variables you are going to use in main.tf? You should include here. Okay. So that Terraform will understand these are the mandatory key variables. Okay. So it will be throw error if you didn't mention variables in this file. Okay. So now come to dev and prod. So click on dev. So here we have two files. So dev.tfvars and backend.tfvars. Okay, click on dev.tfvars. So it is having the key values. So project name, application name, environment, location shortcut, and block code. Okay. So these key values will be injecting in main.tf file. Okay. So backend.tf was. So these are related to backend configurations. Okay. So this will be helping for tf state files, so that all the users will be following the all the users will be follow the consistency. Okay. So you need to create a Terraform backend. So I will show you how to create. So similarly for backend also you need to create a prod.tf first, so that these key values will be utilizing these all tf files. Okay. So I will show you what are the commands we are using in pipeline. Okay. Let's talk about main.tf. So you can see locals. So these will be helping for naming conversation purpose. We are using this one. So you can see locals, name prefixes, var dot project, var dot application, var dot environment, var dot local share. So these key values will be picked up from this here dev.tf files. So project name, so application, environmental, local shortcut. Okay. So name will be creating like this. So cognizant dash, so portal dash, environmental dev dash, so local short, I mean cus. This will be creating full name like this. Okay. I have already created. I will show you. Okay. Sorry. So go to Azure home directory. So you can see the one of the name. Click here. So till now I didn't created any new resources. These are old one only manually created. So let's create these all resources so that you can understand how the naming conversation is creating. So RG name. So we are going to create a resource group name also. So by using this naming conversation. So local dot naming conversation dash RG. So this local name will be adding, and at the end it will be adding dash RG. Same we have ASW name. So Azure Static Web App name. So dash ASW. Okay. So these are the tags you are given. Tags equal to tags project, what dot project, application, environmental, location, block code. So these combinations will be taking as a tags only. Okay. Moving forward. So we are going to create a Azure Static Web App and Azure resource group. You need to give this one resource. You need to give the resource name and name of that resource name, and here you need to give local.rg name, so that this will be local.rg name. It will be taking from here local and rg name, so it will be taking this name and injected here. So location var dot location, it will go to the vars and we have location, right? So it will be taking central US. Okay. So same tags also, local dot tags. So it will be taking from here and injected here tags. After that we'll go to Azure Static Web App. So we need to give name, we need to give the location, we need to give the resource group name, we need to give the tags. Local.asw name, it is taking from here. After that location. We are giving the location, resource group location only, Azure RM resource group main dot location. So it will pick up in from here. Okay, same resource group name also. After that tags also. So once you have completed this code, so now Terraform code is ready. So now we would like to create a Terraform backend. Okay. So we have written a Terraform infrastructure as a code project directory. So after that we need to configure the Terraform backend. So after that we need to collect the Azure service principal and attach it as a service connection, and we need to utilize in the pipelines. Okay, let's see how to configure the Terraform backend. Okay, so there is a script is there. You need to execute that script. Sorry, come to a folder ISC. So we have a script. So yeah, here itself we have. So we have a script. So you need to execute in the Azure Cloud Shell. So you need to pass these commands: resource group, storage account name, container name, and location. So first one, you need to give the subscription ID of your own. So after that, it will create the resource group. This command will create the resource group. After that, you need to this full command will create the storage account, and after that it will create a Azure storage account container, so that your state files will be storing in this specific container in the storage account. Okay, after that it will throwing uh, some outputs. It will generating outputs. So these outputs you can utilize in backend. You have backend, right? So here backend.tfvars, right? backend backend.tfvars. Here you can mention that details. Okay, this key name. So you can give your own project key name. Okay, cognizant or whatever it is. So it will be saving under this specific name. Okay. So like this, these TF state files will be saving in the storage account. Okay. So now Terraform backend configuration is completed. After that, we need to create a Azure service connection and establish a service connection. So we need to create a Azure service principal, and we need to establish it as a service connection and utilize in the pipeline. So these stuff I already explained in the environmental setup. Here I have already explained. I have shown you, right. You need to pass this some commands, and you need to add here. Yeah, go here. So service principal, your service principal. So you need to attach as a service principal. Okay. You need to create a new service connection. You need to pass all client ID, secret ID, all details, so that it will be acted as a service connection, and it will be utilizing in the pipeline. So I will show you how to utilize in the pipeline in the next slide. Okay, thank you. Let's quickly go our main step in our Azure DevOps CI/CD pipeline. So first, we have a build pipeline. This compiles and packages the front-end code, so it's ready for deployment. So next is deploy pipeline, which pushes the build code to Azure, specifically our resource group and static web app. And of course, we have Azure Infra pipeline. So this pipeline provision all the cloud infrastructure we need. So using Terraform tasks. After that, there is a cleanup pipeline, so which will remove all the unwanted resources in Azure. So it's important to install any required tools on the Azure pipeline agent before running these steps. And finally, if possible, we can combine both build and deploy pipeline into a single pipeline to make things very simple. So we have three pipelines. Let's see that one. So go to Visual Studio. So we have a standard pipeline folder. So Azure Dash Pipelines. Under that I have created a three pipelines. Infra pipeline.yml, front end pipeline, so cleanup pipeline. So front-end pipeline will be helping for provisioning the Azure resources. So front-end pipeline will be helping building and deploying the ReactJS application. So cleanup pipeline will remove all unwanted resources. Okay. So cleanup pipeline uh, will be implementing at the end of this project. Okay. So infra pipeline. So let me explain this infra pipeline. Let's go walk through this code. So triggers, poll and poll name, variables, key value, and we have stages. And we have one stage called dev. We have jobs. So first job name is Terraform dev, and again we have full name, default, and we have steps. Under steps, I have one checkout step, and one more I have task. I have Azure CLI task. So we have name is installing latest Terraform. Okay, it having some input constraints. So it having Azure subscription, script type, script location, and inline script. So this is the script. Okay. So we have another task. It is a Azure CLI task only. So same they are passing Azure subscription, Azure script type, script location, and this is the script. So this Terraform init. Okay. After that again we have Azure CLI task. So this task name is Azure Terraform valid. Okay. So after that we have one more task. So it is similar task, but the display name is Terraform plan. Okay. So after that we have one more task. Okay. The specific name is Terraform init plan apply. Okay. So let's see the code individually. So trigger. So since I am going to trigger manually, I am giving a none. So if you need to trigger this pipeline based upon change detected, you can configure like this. So currently I have not done for this infra pipeline. So I have done the same for front-end pipelines. When a change is detected in front-end, so pipeline will be triggered. I will explain this to you later. So come to infra pipeline. So I have given a poll name is default. So since I have two pipeline agents, so two pipeline agent names we have given default only. So if anyone is in offline, so whichever we have online that will be taking and it will be running, executing this task. So let's check the pipeline agents. So go to project structure, project setting, and we have pipeline, agent pipelines. Under that we have two types of the pipelines. So it is loading. Yeah. So it will load. Let me wait for some time. So I will tell you this about later. So we have variables. So under the they have given key and value. I think these variables we will be using in some stages somewhere. Okay. So let's see where they are using this one. So Terraform. Okay. I think this one only. So variables they are going to use this one Terraform. So why they are using? Okay, inline script, change directory, Terraform working directory. So Terraform working directory ISC. Okay. So whenever they are trying to execute the specific task, so immediately they are changing that working directory to IAS. Okay. So for this purpose, they are giving it as a variable key value. Okay. So after that, it will start with stages. Okay. In this infra pipeline, they have only one only, one stage only. The stage name is dev. So after that, they are having the job. Job also they are having only one job. So the job name is Terraform dev. Okay. So under that they have given again pool agent pool. Okay. So pipeline agent they have given. Okay. After that they are executing the steps. So these steps you can treat it as a tasks or steps or jobs, whatever it is. Okay. checkout self. This will be cloning your local, cloning your Azure repo in the pipeline. Okay, this is the checkout self. It will be getting like this. So after that, this task is for installing the Terraform. Okay, so this is the script. Okay, so this script is nothing but if the Terraform dot version is failing, so it will be installing Terraform. So if Terraform is already installed, it will show the Terraform version. Okay, simply. So if the Terraform is not available, it will be installing and it will show the Terraform version. Okay, so that is the inline script meaning, and we have given the Azure subscription. This is the service principal connection. Okay, so we are using this one only. I already explained you. We need to create a service principal and we need to add it as a service connection and it will be utilized in the pipeline. I will explain you, right. So this is how we need to utilize. Okay, so this will help us to provide a secure access between Azure DevOps and Azure portal. Okay, so task 2. So Terraform init. So they are initializing the Terraform. So Terraform code. Okay. So change directory and ls underneath Terraform init. Terraform init reconfigure backend configuration is dev backend does tfvars. Let's go there. So they are changing the directory and they pass it Terraform init and reconfigure backend.configure equal to dev. So this one backend.tf. Okay, so they are informing that please use the backend configuration as these values. This is the Terraform backend. They are given as a Terraform backend.tf vars. Okay, next they are giving Terraform valid. So this task will be validating your code. Okay, yeah, after that they are given Terraform plan. So Terraform plan, so this code will tells you Terraform plan output tf plan var files dev.tf vars. So it is telling that please use this dev.tf vars. Okay, key value should be using from this specific file only dev.tf vars. Okay, for that we are using this backend and now we are using this tfvars tfvar file. Okay, so since this is a dev environment, they are using these two. If it is a prod, then they will use these two. Okay, so after that Terraform deployment, Terraform apply. Okay, they are using Terraform apply auto approval tf plan. So if you complete this all task means, so Terraform resources will be deploying in the Azure portal. Okay, let me explain this about pools. So we have given a default one. Let me open that. Yeah, so agent pools, we have two type of a agent pools. One is default, another is Azure pipeline. Azure pipeline is, it is provided by the Microsoft Azure only, so it will be having some limitations, some durations be having. So for that purpose I didn't using this one. Yeah, let me, you can check once. So agents, so it having one agent but I didn't use it till now. Okay, come back. So we have default agent, so it is running some jobs. Go to agents, we have two pipeline agents. So one agent name is agent only, it is under currently off state. Another agent name is pipeline dash agent. Okay, so if you didn't mention any agent name, by default whichever is under online state that will be executing. Okay, if you need to use specifically to specific pipeline agent only, then you need to specify the same name in the pipeline. Here you need to mention. Okay, so now with this we have completed four tasks. They have given four tasks. So Terraform version, they are installing a Terraform. So they are using Terraform init and Terraform validate and Terraform plan and Terraform apply. So these five tasks they have given. So let's build this application. So something changes is happened to the code. So what changes I have done? Mm, okay, the locally we have made a change, right? Okay, anyway, I'm just committing that changes only. Added infra pipeline. For your understanding purpose, I have given this one. So go to portal, go to Azure repository. So this is your application. So refresh this one. Okay, you have Azure pipelines. Go to pipeline section. Okay, currently we don't have any pipelines. We need to create our first pipeline. Click create pipeline. So take the repository. If you have any different repository, you can select that one. So currently I'm using the default one only, Azure repository. And under that we have one repository. If you don't have any existing pipeline, you can write here also. So currently I have already existing pipeline. So click existing pipeline. So you need to select the branch, and after that you need to select the location. So infra pipeline. So click continue. So it will show the same pipeline here. View your pipeline YAML and click run. So this will create the pipeline. Yeah, pipeline is created. So and executing the first pipeline. Let's go to pipeline section again. Here you can see pipeline is created with the name of coordinate.ip portal. So I don't want this name. I would like to keep it simple. So I will just create a infra. Yeah. So name is changed. So go to that pipeline. So it is having some runs. So click that run. Yeah. It is the commit ID and the commit message. Okay, manually run by the specific user and repository, and these are the some of the information we have. So this pipeline needs permission to access the resource before this run will continue. Okay. So it is asking some permissions in order to use the agent pool pipeline. Since it is not a Microsoft pipeline, it is our own self pipeline. You need to grant the permission. So I am providing the permission. So click this one. So wait for some time to execute. So most probably it will take 4 to 5 minutes to provision your resources. Yeah, here you can see the status of each job. You can observe the changes. These are the logs of each task. So first two tasks are completed. Checkout and installing latest Terraform completed. Next third one is Terraform init. So Terraform init also completed. Next Terraform validate. So Terraform validate also completed. Next Terraform plan. Terraform plan is executing. So Terraform plan also completed. So next Terraform deploy, Terraform apply is executing. So you can observe the logs of Terraform. Okay, I think Terraform dev stage is completed. So the pipeline is deployed successfully. So let's check the logs one by one. Starts with here. So pool it is taken default one. This started this specific time. Agent is pipeline agent. So we didn't give any agent name, but till it is taken as a default one. Okay. Start time duration. The agent is already running. Okay. Next go to initiating the job. So agent name, agent mission name, pipeline agent, current agent version, agent running as a Azure admin. Okay. After that, to self checkout. So it is self checkout. It is cloning your repository. So this will be cloning your repository. Okay. From here, fetching to this specific remote. Okay. So now come to the actual task. So step one is installation of Terraform. Yeah, I think Terraform is already installed, so that it's just showing the version of the Terraform, version 1.13. Okay, fine. So Terraform init. Yeah. So Terraform is initializing the backend. Okay. So Terraform has been successfully initialized. So initializing the backend, you can see this one. Okay. So Terraform validate. So now next Terraform validate. So here you can see we have created a service connection, right? So it is showing all the details. It is replacing the specific service principal. We have already created a service principal. The same service principal it is using. Service principal it is using. Okay. So we have Terraform valid. So it is checking the code. So all the configuration is validated. Okay. If there is any mistake in your code, so you can throw the error here itself. The specific resource is not correct like that. It will show here only. Just go to Terraform plan. So here you can see it is a just a plan. Terraform will perform the following actions. So it will create the resource Azure RM resource group name, and it will create the Azure Static Web App. Yeah. So plan 2 to add, 0 to change, 0 to destroy. Okay, changes to output. So front-end URL. So after deploying, you will get to know the front-end URL. Okay. So next. So Terraform apply. Okay. Okay, it is deploying the Terraform. Okay, Terraform TF plan. So these two resources are created. So apply completed. You can check the status here. Complete status with ID. Here you can able to see the IDs of your resources. So for outputs, front end URL. Okay. So front end URL output is this one. Okay, copy it. I will try to check. Here we go. So congrats on your new site. Your site will be ready soon. Please check back later. Okay. It is showing that your site is ready. So now go to this. Go to here. Let's verify all the resources whether it is created or not. So let's see the resources. What are the resources I have given? Yeah. First naming conversation. Let's see. So first we have two resources, Azure Resource Group and Azure Static Web App. Go there, resource groups. Under that, so this is my resource group. So naming conversation is project name, application name, environmental, location, and RG. Yeah. So I have given location.rg. So rg. So local dot name prefix. At the last we need to add rg. So this is the name prefix. Project, application, environment, location shortcut. The same it is created with the same name conversation. So you can see this name conversation. Project, application, environment, location. At the last we have rg. So and also static web app also we have created. Static, this is the project, application, dev cus. At the last they have the prefix of their application, ESW. Okay. Let's click this one. This is also created. Yes. So view your application here. Visit your site. So waiting for deployment. Till now we didn't deploy it, but we are trying to visit this one. Yeah, same. Whatever we have opened earlier, so we have got the same one. Okay. So now this is the random DNS name for your static web app. So you can configure this name with your own DNS, own application name, add a custom domain. So we have option here itself to add your own DNS. So this is the DNS name. So I don't want this one. New custom domain. So if you have domain, you can add. If you have subdomain, you can add. You need to fill all these details. So this will be it will charge some cost. Okay. Others you can select any Azure DNS or any other DNS also. Yeah. If you have Azure DNS, you need to paste here. If you have any custom domain for other, you can paste here. Okay. This is the very advanced topic. We don't need this one. Okay. Now, so till now, infra pipeline is completed. Now let's talk about application deployment and integration. So once the infra pipeline is completed, you need to verify all the resources are created successfully or not. So we already verified the resources. So now come to CI/CD pipeline. Okay, let's go to CI/CD pipeline. So we have frontend pipeline.yml. So I made a single pipeline for both CI and CD. So let's walk through this front-end pipeline.yml. So we have trigger, okay, we have branch and we have path. So this pipeline will be triggered automatically when a change is detected in the specific path. So the path name is front-end. When a change is made to this front-end, like any code changes here, so this pipeline will be triggered automatically. Okay, so we have pools. So we are using self-hosted agent, so we are giving the default one. And also we have group variables. Under the group variable we have this one. So this means we have if you have multiple secrets, means you can create a variable group. Under that you can give the key values. The same you can refer in this front-end pipeline.yml. Okay, I will show you how to create this one, and I will how to use here. So this is the variable part. Now come to stages. So in this pipeline we have two stages. One is build stage, another one is deploy stage. So this will be building the ReactJS front-end application, and stage 2, that is deploy. So this will be deploying your ReactJS front-end application to Azure Static Web App. Okay. So under that we have jobs, and under that we have tasks. So this task is we need to install the Node.js. Okay. So once the task is started, it will install the Node.js. Version is 18.x. That means any version of 18.1. Okay. After that, it will be executing npm commands. Okay, installing dependencies and build. Okay, so this script will be executing at this specific location. Working directory is dot frontend dot n. Okay, so it will go to this specific command, this specific location, and it will executing these commands npm install. After that, npm run build. Okay, so that this will be generating the artifacts. Okay, so after that they are giving the task publishing the pipeline artifact tree. Okay, so target path front end build artifact react tab. So publish location pipeline. So what it will do is, so it will publishing your build path, build artifact. Okay, this is the artifact. So run build npm run build. So this will generating a react tab. Okay, so what they are doing is target path. They are going to this specific path. Okay, once you pass this command, it will be generating. They will going to this front end dot build. They are having ReactJS app. So they are publishing this artifact. Okay, in this specific pipeline only. Okay. So now come to deploy React app. Okay, ReactJS app. So deploy. So this is a condition based stage. So what it indicates is, so once build is completed, then only it will be triggering. Okay, this is the build name. So once it is success, then only this stage will be started executing. Okay, so once the build is completed, now come to here. So we have stages, we have steps, we have jobs, and we have steps. So under that, so they are downloading that pipeline artifacts. So they are generated React app artifact, right? So now they are downloading that same artifact that app. So after downloading, so they are publishing to this specific path. So this task is Azure Static Web App. Okay, application based path of app. Output is dot. So Azure Static Web App API token. So we require a API token for publishing this specific artifact tree. So and working directory is this specific one. Okay. So once they will download the artifact, so it will generating the React app. So they will publish this React app artifact to this specific Azure Static Web App token location. Okay. So where did we will get this Azure Web App token? Okay, let's go here. So this is the home directory of Static Web App. Okay, you can find the things here. Overview. This is the URL of this application. These are the some of the features it having. So make the most of your static. Okay, so you can establish a database connection to the static app, and you can add the serverless backends like Azure Container Apps, Azure Functions. So we already created some project with this same pattern, Azure Functions and Azure Container Apps. Okay, use the preview environment, streamline development with IDE, install static web app CLA. Okay, these all are we don't need currently. So we need a deploy token, right? So click on manage deployment token. So copy this one and go to pipeline. So you can close this one. You copy, right? You can close this one. So go to pipelines. Here we have library. So here we have library group static web app secrets. I already told you we need to create a variable group. So variable group. So static web app secrets. So we need to create this one. They have already created. We have already created. So you need to give the name here like this, and you need to give the name value. That's it. Okay. So come back. We don't need a leave. So you already having, so click that one. So variable group name and key value. So this the static web app token. So the same we are using here. So static web app token. Okay, you can see. So that we need to paste the value here so that, yeah, I'm pasted here. Okay, I'm locking and I'm just saving. Okay, okay. Now that is completed. So web token is collected. So let's trigger this front end pipeline. So go to pipeline. So new pipeline. Oh, it is asking. Okay. Yeah, just refresh this one. Sometimes it will take me long time. Yeah. So click new pipeline. So uh, the process is here for all pipelines. Front end pipeline. Yeah. So just create this one. Okay. You see build React app, deploy React app. Okay. Click home. So name is default name only. So you can change according to your convenience. Front end pipeline. What else? Front end PINCD pipeline. You can give like this also fine. No problem. So click that one. You have multiple runs. So same, it is asking to utilize the resources in this pipeline view. So it is asking agent pool. So default. So permission needed. So I'm granting permission for to utilize that pipeline agent. So one more is permission for variable group. So we need to utilize the variable group, right? Secret. So that also I'm granting the permission. So both are granted. Now pipeline will be started executing. So click that one. So we have two stages, build React tab and deploy React tab. Okay, it will take some time to build and deploy. So just observe the logs of this. Yeah, go to here. Yeah, just observe the logs of the tasks. So first self checkout is completed. Second one, installing Node.js. So found tool in caching. Okay. So it is already having this specific tool. So it is not installing. So Azure agents having a default capability of some tools. Okay, some important tools like Node.js, Java, Nginx, Python. Some this kind of some tools are already installed in Azure agent pipelines. You don't need to install manually. So if you don't have any tools in your pipeline agent, you need to install manually. Okay. So let's see. Main pipeline is complete. Build pipeline is completed. That means CI pipeline is completed. Let's see. The commands are running. Okay. Added 1340 package and added. Okay. So pipeline is build, creating optimized build, compiling successfully. The path was built assigned in its posted at specific location. So the build folder is ready to be deployed. You may serve it as a static server. Okay. So it will install all the build files. Okay. Let's move to publish. Artifact name input via tab. Okay. Coding pipeline artifacts from the specific location front end build. Okay. It is generated build file in the specific location. The artifact input name is artifact app. Okay. So it is publishing the build file under artifact name. Okay. So now move to deploying the ReactJS app. Yeah, here also self checkout is completed. So downloading. So downloading from the specific build. So it is downloaded React app. Okay, go there. So it is downloaded. So now deploying the React app to Azure Static Web App. Okay. So zipping the artifact, app artifact, done zipping, uploading build artifact, finished uploading. Okay. So deployment completed. Visit your site at this specific location. Thanks for using Azure Static Web Apps exiting. Okay. Let me click that one. Yeah, here we go. So it is generated as some output to your DNS name also. So this is what we have created, right, in the local application. The same it will be deploying in the Azure Static Web App. Let's see. Okay. So now the pipeline is completed. Now go to here. So just refresh this page. Here you can see, right, waiting for deployment. So now the app is deployed successfully. We have made some change, right? So IT company, instead of IT company, we will change it to IT consultancy company. Okay. Yeah, here we go. So view your application. Visit your site. So state, environment, domain. So this is the random DNS name. So you can configure this DNS name according to your organization setup. Okay. Like www.cognizant.com or www.infosys.com, like this. So visit your site, click that one. Yeah, same here we go. This is our Azure Static Web App. So we have build and deploy ReactJS app in Azure Static Web App. Okay, now we have completed this setup. So build and deploy is completed, and of course CI/CD pipeline is completed. So once you finish the infra pipeline, so we need to collect the token and we need to update in the Azure pipeline environment. So we have already done the same process. So once we start the CI/CD pipeline, we need to build and deploy our application. So after that, we need to verify. So the same thing we have already completed. So once we will get a DNS, we need to hit that application so that we can able to view that application. So as we have changed. So let's make some changes to our code so that we can test. Okay. So let's go to our code. What we need to change? We come here. So home.js. So your partner is in digital transformation and artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence. Okay, I have written this one. Okay. So control please save. So it is changes. So here, so Git is automatically tracked and shown here. So search file updated, commit and push. So let's go to pipeline. Let's observe how it will be triggering automatically. Yeah, here we see the search file updated. It is triggered automatically. So front-end CI/CD pipeline. Okay, click that one. Yeah, click that one. So individual CA by tools. Okay, so it is triggered automatically. So we have configured in the pipeline itself. So when a change is detected in front end, so it will be come to the Azure repository. So this pipeline will be triggered automatically. Yeah, let's observe this one. So let's wait for some time to complete this process. Once we complete it, we can able to see the change here. So we can close all unwanted. This old one, this new one. If you refresh this one, you can observe it will be loading new one only. Yeah, this loaded. So I'm closing all unwanted things. This one also old one. Let's refresh. Okay. Let's go to pipeline. Yeah. So build is completed. Now deployment. CI is completed. Now CD. So you can differentiate. You can split this single pipeline into multiple pipelines. So up to here, you can write a one line. After this, you can create a this. For this step, you need to create a different pipeline. Okay. You can create a different pipeline. You can name it as a some specific name. Okay. Just observe the logs of this pipeline. So we made change to here. So your partner in digital transition, we have added artificial intelligence. Let's wait for the change. Could not detect the language from the book. So this task is getting confused. So what language it having? So if you have multiple languages in single repo, it won't detect. If you have only single language, it will be detecting. So this is not a big issue. You can ignore this one. Yeah, CI/CD pipeline is successful. So let's go to the portal. So we need to refresh. So here we go. You can observe here. So the changes are reflecting in the static web app. So this is the what we are, how the developers will be working. Okay. So with this we have completed all the CI/CD pipeline, infra pipeline. We have completed major things. So now come to cleanup. Okay. Let's see. So monitoring observabilities. So we need to check the application logs in the portal. So since it is a static web app, we need to check the logs of this one. So go to monitoring metrics. Like this, we need to check the metrics, monitoring. Okay, here, go here, metrics. So you can observe here requests. Okay. So how many requests we will getting? So data out. So function hits. Okay, like this function errors. Like this, you can able to see. Okay. So if you want, you can configure this with application insights. Okay. Currently, we have not configured. So if you want, you can also configure this one. For static web app, it won't require. If it is some any other big application, you can configure this part. So Now our part is completed. We need to delete the resources using cleanup pipeline. So let's go to cleanup pipeline. So cleanup.yml. So I am going to trigger this pipeline manually only. We are using the default code and we are using the variables, and we have the stage, Terraform dev stage. On the task we need first task is it will verify the Terraform. After that it will be destroying. So just observe the commands. So Terraform initialize, reconfigure, backend, config, dev, backend.tf. So go to ISC folder. So dev backend. So you are initializing this one. After that you are destroying the same one. So once you have created in the initially, so the same backend is we are going to destroy. So let's see. So let's cross check whether our Terraform state file is created or not. So go to your backend. We have backend.tf file. So here you see covenant dev.tf state file, right? Just cross check in your resource group. Yeah, you have given the resource group name is Terraform. Okay, Terraform integration. Okay, this is the Terraform integration backend. Okay, we have storage account. Click that one. Under that, you can go to the containers. Click the containers. So here we have tf state file. Click that one. So here we see cognizant dev.tf state file. So the same we are using the tf state file. So what are the resources you have deployed at initial stage? So that will be storing in this particular tf state file. So now we are going to destroy the same resources using this tf state file only. So this tf state file will be saving the all configurations of your Terraform, okay, Terraform folder. Okay, so let's do that one. Yeah, let's clean up the resources. Go to Azure pipeline, click the pipeline section. So create new pipeline. So you need to give all the things. Cleanup.yml, continue. Okay, click run. Yeah, it will appear. So go to our so this is our resource group and this is our resources, right? So now this pipeline will be deleting all these resources. Okay, so let's rename this pipeline cleanup. Cleanup. So just to cross check this, you need to give the permission of pipeline agent. This is the one-time activity for every pipeline. Go there. You need to observe the logs of this pipeline task. It is performing the task. So self checkout is completed. Okay. So Terraform installation. So checking if the Terraform is installed or not. Terraform is already installed. So Terraform version is this one. Okay. So move to next task. So initializing the backend, successfully configuring the backend. Try to refresh so that we can check the logs. So Terraform is trying to destroy. So it will destroy this following task. So resource static web app and stat Azure resource group. So these two resource groups will be deleting now. So just refresh this one. Restriction completed. Okay, let's go and verify. Need to close this one. So to reflect all the resources here, it will take some time. So we need to wait for that one. Need to wait till the pipeline is completed. I'm closing all unnecessary tabs. Refresh. Yeah. So now you can see you don't have your resource group. So that means all the resources groups are deleted. Yeah, Terraform destroy is completed. You can observe here. So changes to output. So destroy completed. Resources to destroyed. So two resources are destroyed. Okay. So with this, the cleanup pipeline is successfully completed. All the resources are deleted successfully. So with this, our DevOps project live implementation is completed. So now the cleanup pipeline is completed. So all the resources are deleted in the Microsoft Azure. So now we need to delete this repository, we need to delete this pipelines. Okay. So simple, we need to go here and we need to click delete so that it will be deleting this pipeline. You can give the name of this pipeline. Yeah, delete. Okay, delete. Okay. So now go to repository. You need to delete this repository also. So go to project setting. So there is a repository there. Go there. So click this one, delete. So it will be deleting here. So that the complete cleanup will be completing. If you need to delete the project also, you can go here, click this one, come top. So click delete. So that project also deleting. Okay. So again you need to delete the organization also. Go organization settings. So come down. So delete organization. So it will be deleting. Okay. So like that you can delete all the resources whatever you have created. This is how complete cleanup will be happening. So okay, thank you. Hey, congratulations. You have completed project 1 of top 10 DevOps projects live implementation. So by the end of this course, here is what you have achieved. You are able to develop and deploy your front-end application on Azure Static Web App. And also you are able to write the Terraform script that will provision the cloud infrastructure. And also you are able to build a Azure pipelines for your CI/CD automation and infra and cleanup pipelines. And most of all, you are able to learn a real-world DevOps project for your portfolio. So you can show this part in your further employers so that you can able to crack new opportunities. So thank you. So let's see how many projects are pending. So what's next? So right now currently we have completed this project. So next we are going to implement this live project. Okay, bank portal financial calculator using static web app and API gateway in container services and Swagger file. Okay, so thank you. So it's your Prasanna Kumar DevOps Technologies.